What's up guys, I'm Giant Dropper, this is LeapingArchitect,
Lol.
and today we're playing Minecraft, and we're going to be working out how to make boats go up. Yeah, alright, I'm really looking forward to this. LeapingArchitect is really looking forward to this.
Yeah, guys.
The first thing we have to do is build a massive wall. There we go. So in this video, we're going to be working on moving boats up, and then we'll be moving them back down. So, small platform. We have to make the boat go up 15 blocks and then make it come down. So I'm just placing in these stairs. The stairs are purely aesthetic. They just give a little something to the platform, make it look nice. So I just placed all these blocks here because I need to know how tall we're making our platform. So at this point I have soul sand at the bottom, and now I'm placing ice up. The soul sand is to create an upwards moving bubble column, and the ice is so that I can make sure all of the blocks there are water sources. If they're not all water sources, then the bubble column won't work. The advantage of ice is that I can use a pickaxe that doesn't have silk touch to break it, and it'll turn into the water sources if I'm in survival. So we'll see more of that in a second.
Hey guys, so we are going to be making the boats go. The boats are going to go up. But we are going to be making use of pistons and slime blocks to make boats go up, and I'm going to show you how that is in a second. First we need to make a platform up down here. This is our starting platform, and now we're going to make a platform 15 blocks up. Alright, up here at Y22 we'll just make another quick platform. But here we go, here is what we are starting with. Okay guys, what we have here is a 3x3 with a piston just here that will push the slime blocks up. Now slime blocks will stick to each other, so all of these slime blocks are going to go up with the middle one. It gets pushed. Like that. Now the cool thing is, when you're standing on top of a slime block, because slime blocks are extremely bouncy, if I drop from down over here, I get bounced up. But if I click this button, the piston will actually push me up. The cool thing that we're going to be exploiting today is the fact that if you use a boat to push you up, you actually go really high. The boats go really, really, really high when you get pushed by the slime blocks. And that's how we're going to be getting our boat to the top platform. Now there's only one problem with this, and I'm about to show you that, and that is, we can click the boat up, but the boat's actually not really gonna get above this platform. Maybe if we broke the platform it would, but we need to get the boat above the platform. Oh, and the boat actually broke because it landed from too high. But basically what we're gonna do is push the boat across, and then from there we'll make another platform like this to launch it over here. Now I'll show you how that's about to be done, but first I'm gonna build a platform over here to sail our boat onto. Okay, I have a platform up there. We're just going to sail over once we get launched into the air, and then we'll land on the platform. So if I get in the boat, clunk. Oh yeah, there is a glitch where sometimes it doesn't actually work. That's going to be the thing that will probably stop us most of the time. Alright. Okay, it worked that time. So we've landed on this stone platform, and then from here we'd probably switch out the stone for slime blocks, and then head up there. But the thing is, we want to make this automatic. So to make this automatic, there's a couple of ways we could do this. One is a tripwire system, and the other which is timing it. First thing we're going to try is a tripwire system, though I have doubts about that, and we'll see if those are well thought out. Anyway, let's have a go at it.
So now there we have our block of ice, and it's full because that means we have a full block of water. And the walls that I put in, not much point to them really, but see, I'm removing these sources, these ice blocks, because that means that all the water from the outside and the back will flow into the middle and out the front. helping to get a centered line. This is hard.
We now have some updates to the system. We have this delay, which lets me click this button, and then the boat will take some time to shoot up before, so that I can get ready to click this button and then shoot the boat across. We have this activation system where this button powers the block which powers the piston, which shoots this redstone block up to power all of this, which will push us across, and I've already tested it land on that platform. So let's put the boat there. This is difficult to time, and you'll see why. Okay, waiting for the boat to go up. Oh, okay, so we missed that time. This is the reason why we need a timing system, which we will get eventually. If we just place another boat in there. Here we go. Oh, I think the slime blocks got in the way. Try again. There we go. You actually have to time it a little bit before. But anyway, now the boat is shot across and lands on the platform. But as you saw, it's really tricky to time, and we're not going to be able to do it from within the boat. So what we're going to need to do is set up a timing system. And we can do that by tripwires or by using redstone timing. And we're going to try tripwires first, because that'll be a much more simpler option.
So what I'm about to do is remove all the ice by replacing it with water sources, and to do that I'm going to mine it all, and so I'm getting myself a diamond pickaxe, enchanting it with efficiency, and that's just going to let it go nice and fast.
Here we are with a tripwire system now. With this tripwire system, if we go into it, then this redstone gets powered, and then I've cooked it up so that it will push the slime blocks forward. Now, the thing here is all about the timing, so making sure this doesn't push too early. But let's try this anyway and see where we get to. We shouldn't need to activate it there. The tripwire should activate it. Okay, that was too early. I don't know what happened there because the boat didn't go the full distance. Okay, correction. Rewatching this, I know exactly what happened, and it did actually happen earlier as well, when the slime blocks actually got in the way of the boat again, so the pushing mechanism was much too early. Let's try some delay. Delay acquired. Clunk. Aha. That works. So we'll just show you again. Boat there, and clunk. And the boat gets shot over, perfectly landing right over here. That is awesome. Now what we need to do is set it up over here. Set something up over here so that when it lands, we'll shoot it up into the air again to come over here. Okay guys, we have a tripwire system in now, up there. So let's give it a test and see how it goes. Click the button. So it does land in there and it does power it. Actually, we shouldn't need any of that. That should be good.
So there you go. Ice breaks into water. You have to imagine the ice breaking sounds. Ching ching ching. So the glass panes are in, the last of the water is flowing down, and now just got to get rid of everything, do a quick inventory clean up. Okay guys, I've made some additions to our machine over here. I'm going to show them to you. So we now have a system that will create our boat in this dispenser, and then I have lots of boats stocked up, and push it over. Now we need the boats to land just about here-ish, so that they will jump up, but they won't catch on the edge of the slime block, but the slime blocks will be able to push them. And if I just show you, this button is the activation system now, by the way. The boat does just that, so it lands just there. Now this is perfectly timed, so that
So this button powers it all. And then when the power signal gets over here, the boat will be down. So effectively the boat reaches here and then it gets launched. We'll go again. So the boat reaches there, then the signal comes over, and off it goes. And then we actually have a system over here now. Basically, we have a tripwire. We have the tripwire and it goes down to this delay, which then goes into the piston. Now it's really important that the boat isn't bouncing when the piston pushes. If the boat is just, say for example here, when the pistons push, then it's not going to push the boat up, so we had to get some good timing there. Okay guys, we want this to work with players in it, right? So there's where the problem comes in with this particular design. Okay, let me show you what happens with humans inside the boat. And we'll try again. So we have a problem. The boat seems to be only going to the edge. Maybe it's heavier when there's a player in it. Okay, I then spent a lot of time trying to work out what was actually happening. I tested a lot of different things and tried a lot of stuff, such as adding delay and different things. I think part of it could be lag, because our computers aren't very powerful. I did, however, find something that we could fix. But there's something happening here, and I'm going to show you what it is. So if I hit F3 and B, I will show the hitboxes. Okay, so now I'll get into the boat. You see my hitbox actually goes higher than the boat's hitbox does, which means that we are activating, when we're in the boat, we're activating this tripwire before the boat actually gets there. So normally, the boat would get there at the time when the piston needs to go. However, for a player being in there, it doesn't work. So to make this work for when players are in there as well as when the boats are alone, but we still want there to be players, what we will do is just make it on a timing system. So we'll get rid of the tripwire, and we'll have to make a timing system so that it'll always run exactly when the boat gets to this sort of level.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to do now. Oh yes. So basically, now the thing we need for our bubble column is a way in, and I know a person can walk in and go up, but we aren't trying to make a person go up. We're trying to make a boat go up. So don't think a boat can go in there, but I'm gonna check. That is interesting. So a boat doesn't actually go in the bubble column, but it can be affected by the bubble column. Still, that's not the aim. What we need to do is get some signs, and boats can actually go through signs. Wait, we'll just demonstrate this here. Whee. So boats can go through signs. Basically, I'm gonna, instead of having that there, we're gonna put a sign there, and signs block water. Haha, there we go. Sign wall in, and now we're gonna test this. Yep. No. Wait, what? Quick, get back in. So, it appears to be that the boat doesn't really like being in bubble columns.
We now have the timing system in place. You see, when we first made this, there was elegant tripwire stuff, and there was, we had a cool piston activation system going on just over here. Except, now it's just like a big bum-fuzzling bunch of repeaters and redstone wires and everything. It's kind of getting in the way, but either way we're just going to go with it, because it is based on timing, not activation. Anyway, but the good thing about this is that we should be able to go in there as a player now. Okay guys, since you last saw it, this system is much more complicated. Okay, I had a series of problems, so I spent a lot of time trying to make it so that we could have the player go in the boat as well as just the boat go on its own. So making the boat go on its own is easy because I figured out there's a lot of leeway in terms of the timing. So if we have it go, and then we just shoot it over there, we'll break it before it goes because we haven't finished that part of the system. But it's much harder to also make the player go when the player's in there. A lot of the time, the server lag would stop it from working well. And by that, I mean that a lot of the time, the boat wouldn't even get launched up. So the slime blocks would go up, but the boat wouldn't get launched. And I think this might be a bit of a bug, where so you see the hitbox of the person goes underneath the boat. I think it's getting stuck with the slime blocks, and somehow the game thinks that it doesn't actually just launch the boat. I did have one problem, though, and that was where the boat, specifically when you were in it, wasn't consistently getting in the right spot. And I fixed this with a system that I will show you in a second. The thing that fixes the problem is this system here, where it comes along and we push these blocks so that the boat will come into this area and be secure. And that way, when it gets shot up, the slime blocks will push it over to here. From here, then we'll have to make the system that will shoot it over and get us onto this platform here. There we go. So that was the player system working. Player system is much more unreliable. I don't know what happens every single time, but there's something about it where it doesn't work all the time. Like that. That was a bit dodgy. So, I mean, I'm not sure there's a whole lot we can do about it. Well, I proceeded to spend a long time testing and trying to work things out. I kind of came up with some solutions. In the end, I've just decided that it's a bit of an unreliable system for, I think it's a glitch or a bug or something. But I did a lot of stuff, not all of which we can go through today because we don't have enough time to. But, we did the best we could, and I think it's a pretty cool system anyway, when it works at least. I'm now going to show you in our final tests the system working for when the boat's on its own and for when it's with me in it. We'll just let the boat go on its own first, the much easier option. Launch, and there we go. Then boost and shoot. There we go, and we have reached the target, which is awesome. Now, I'm a bit nervous for this one because it doesn't always work out right. Here we go, that was the first one. Hopefully the second one will go too. Let's go! And there is our working system. Yes. We've done it. Okay, well now we are ready to show Giant Drop Bear, I guess.
So the sign wall is in, except that it's not because this sign is bad. So at this point, it was time to sort of make the platform so that the bubble column had somewhere to go. And it went pretty well. So in that slideshow, you saw that we got lots and lots of platforms finished, and now I'm just breaking these blocks, and we got a bit of a problem. The water flowed out. The solution, of course, is fence gates. So we just place them in. and then we misplace them.
So I placed in all these fence posts, fence gates, and then I realized you kind of can't get out of the system. It just keeps on going. So there's this little outway here, and I'm just going to make it so that if you want to go out of the system, then you ride down on this side, and you'll have to turn out.
So, got to test the system. We're going on the right hand side. We turn around and we hop out of the system. I call that a success.
Be better if it was longer, but you can't have everything. It's just pretty cool. Let's do that again. And we go in all the way up. There we go. That's better. And we jump down. Because we're not losers, we make the jump. We turn around. And we go in. We go back in.
So I tested it a couple more times, and it went pretty well. A couple of times I got stuck at the top, just like that. Kind of sad. So just running another test. That's good. It's good to get off on the top. And we hit 2 edges. That's embarrassing. So I built some supports to make it look better. They were bad looking. So now we're going in for the final test. So far so good. It's honestly probably not worth the effort it would take to fix those little edges. And same with that one. Anyway, the real test is getting back in here and doing it again. Oh yes. Usually that's the place where you get knocked out of the boat. And the support beams got in the way. So now I've just got to make sure we can get out. Oh man, I nearly went too far. Anyway, so it works. Jolly good. So now, I'm going to go up my little bubble column and, make sure a boat goes up. And it works.
So guys, the only not automated part of this is actually getting into the system. But I'm good with that, because once you're in, you stay in.
So, we're going to put the cow in the boat. Punch. See? Punching the cow makes it go in the boat. And now we just row it. We have to get it into our little system, and then it can, well, we'll see if it can do it all by itself. And the cow is still with us, so everything is fine. No. Oh, that was anticlimactic. Just fell down. Okay, going in. Here we go. No. Oh, we lost everyone.
Alright, so now we've made our designs and we're ready to showcase them to each other. First, we need a boat, and this bubble column is here so that you can get in from the ground.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a prep bubble column before you get into this particular bubble column.
Yeah.
Right,
Or if you're trying
okay,
to move animals up.
Uh-huh. Oh, right. Yeah, animals. That's a useful, actually. A useful idea.
Just have to get in.
Yeah, so you gotta get... Oh, okay. That's a useful mechanic, using the corner of the boat to get in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we need to hurry up. Oh, here we go. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good way of doing it. And then you built yourself a little water course here.
Yeah, and you just go down.
You know, it's funny.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, dear. What happened there?
Interesting. Hang on, I have to go over the wall. What?
This is very heavily redstone based rather. I'll say, okay, I'll just give you a brief.
It looks like a mega long snake.
Yeah, in some ways it is. Basically, we're using slime blocks to, kind of shoot up and then, like, boost up and then shoot over our boat so that we can eventually get it to the ending goal, which is the platform above, the stone platform at the top. To do this, we originally had tripwires, but now it's in a timing because otherwise it wouldn't work with both players and in the boat and just the boat by itself.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so now it's basically on timing, which is why there's so many repeaters everywhere. First we'll just go without the boat on its own. So it gets shot across. Up we go again, and there it is.
It's the target platform precisely.
Yeah, it's really awesome when it works. Sometimes though, like, it glitches and it doesn't work. That mainly happens though when there's actually players inside it.
Let's do that. Oh yeah.
First one success. Here we go.
Yes.
That's
worked.
really cool.
Oh man, I just broke some blocks.
Oh well, fortunately you're not dead.
This video was about making boats go up.
Yeah.
Featuring Leaping Architect.
We
hope you enjoyed and learned something in this video. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, actually, if you just want to see more videos from this channel, then subscribe.
Subscribe.
And goodbye.